Welcome back. In this task, we will see how to extract a subset of rows from a data frame, and we will use a package named dplyr to do so. To extract a subset of rows from a data frame, we need a mechanism to specify that, and we will use what's called relational operators to do that. So let's learn a bit more about them. So at the console prompt, I'll type question mark comparison and press enter. And this will bring up some help on relational operators. Let me get some space here for us. As you may have guessed, the relational operators are used to compare. There are 6 relational operators. The first one is less than, and that's used to determine if one quantity is less than the other. The second relational operator is greater than, and that is used to determine if one quantity is greater than the other. The next two are similar to the first two, except that they also include equality in their comparison. We will use the final two operators. The fifth operator is used to determine if two quantities are equal to each other, and the final operator, the sixth operator, is used to determine if two quantities are not equal to each other. So let's see an example. Let's say I type 2 plus 2 equal to 4, double equal to 4. Now 2 plus 2 can either be 4 or not 4. So there's two conditions really. So we should expect a Boolean response. And let me enter, and as you can see, it returns true. Let me try 2 plus 2 double equal to 5, and we should get false. As we expected, it's false. In software, we often use these comparisons to determine a course of action. If the comparison results in true, we take one course of action. If the comparison results in false, we take another different course of action. In our case, we will not be doing that. In our case, we will just be using the relational operators to specify an equality, and we'll see shortly how. So we'll get started. Let's load the library, the package dplyr. Next, we will use the filter function from the dplyr package to extract a subset of rows. So we'll say filter, then open parenthesis, then we give it the data frame that contains the data, and then we specify the equality. And here we are saying city double equal to San Antonio. We're saying give us all the rows in which the city column is equal to San Antonio. So let us execute this. And you can see in the console that it gave us 4 rows. It returns a data frame with 4 rows, and these are the 4 rows in which the city column is equal to San Antonio. Often we want to save the data that we retrieve from the data frame, and we can do it like this. So we have the same filter function, and then we assign the output of the filter to this variable San Antonio df. So let's execute this. And we got the same result. Now for our app, we will only use the equality. But let me show you an example of inequality. Let's say we want all rows in which the city column is not equal to San Antonio, and we specified using this inequality, city not equal to San Antonio. And if we execute that, let's see what we get. And we get 4 rows, and only those rows in which the city is not equal to San Antonio. Since our data had information about San Antonio and Mombasa. We got only information about Mombasa. Now let's try something slightly different. We'll say city not equal to Tokyo. So we're specifying an inequality and we're specifying Tokyo. Now Tokyo is not in our data frame. So let's see what we get. If I execute this, it gives us all the 8 rows. It gave us all the 8 rows because in all these 8 rows, the city column does not have Tokyo. And just for fun, let's try specifying Tokyo in the equality to see what we get. And we get a data frame with 0 rows, as expected, because there's no row in the data frame in which the city column is equal to Tokyo. So go on, try this out on your own with different settings. Also try out the relational operators on the console. You won't break anything, and in case you do, you can always delete this project and then make a copy again. So in this task, we saw how to use the filter function from the dplyr package to extract a subset of rows from the data frame. We are now ready to begin enhancing our app. In the next task, we will see how Shiny creates the layout of the web app. So I'll see you in a short while.